Hello, hello, hello everyone. We are bringing back the next grouping in the quarterfinals of the WoodLeague gaming tournament. This is group 4, I believe, which would be the matchup that would play the winner between Level and Virtue King, or excuse me, Virtue Fire in the other round. So we have DimebagCesar as the purple Protoss spawning in the lower left, and we have daburgerking as the green Terran also spawning on the left. Definitely interesting to note the spawning positions on this particular map, because right along in here can be huge problems for Protoss, actually for really any race when it comes to Terran drops. Can be really aggressive with the short flight distance, dropping just crazy here, while also at the same time harassing these two areas. If you do end up taking your third, harassing that straight through the front. So it would be interesting to see if we do see some double-faced play here out of daburgerking. So taking a look at this map, the MLG Metalopolis is going to be what we're going to see throughout the quarterfinals. It was the agreed upon map that we're going to be playing. So we'll have 2 more games to be casted out of this particular map, and we'll move on to the semifinals, which will be a best of 3, followed by the finals, which will be a best of 5. This particular map, holding these Xel'Naga watchtowers, as I've said, can be definitely critical. As a Protoss, you do have the ability to get the range upgrade on the Colossi and take out any sort of mining SCVs, mining drones, that type of thing up here. Big deal. Not seeing anything drastically out of the ordinary at the moment. Well, harassing Prom from Dying King at the moment. Nothing drastically out of the ordinary, really, from daburgerking, really, or DimebagCesar at this point. Standard timing on the assimilator, standard timing on the gateway. We're going to see that go down on, I believe that was 16 instead of 17, but hey, or excuse me, the other way around. Don't think either player has... Okay, so Dimebag knows where he is, but Burger King not 100% sure where the other player is at the moment. Interesting to see that we're not going to see a complete wall off from Terra. That's become so dramatically common that we're not seeing it here. Maybe we're going to see some sort of bunker play right in here. Not sure if I like that, but that might be what we see if we're going to leave that open. Have make them walk through kind of a valley of death type scenario. Getting the first Marines out onto the field, that orbital command coming down on the command center. Opting not for the second gas as of yet on Dimebag, so a little bit later in a Terran matchup than might be advisable, just because sentries and stalkers play such a huge role in regards to a Terran matchup as Protoss. That Guardian Shield ability can really negate the damage of Marines quite massively, especially if you start factoring in that +1 armor upgrade. Always more important to get armor upgrades as Protoss versus Terran than the weapon upgrades. We'll see if that ends up coming to play. So again, just as Group 4 of round number, I think it was 8. I'm not sure where we started, but this is the quarterfinals, so playing for a little bit of pride here. I haven't gotten a chance to take a ton of look at the way Burger King or DimebagCesar has played thus far, but I do know that DimebagCesar was rated Platinum last season, even though this is a Gold through Bronze tournament. Not rated this year, but hey, whatever. We'll see how it ends up shaking down anyway. Did have a couple good victories throughout the tournament, so we'll see what happens. DimebagCesar coming down with the 3-gate and the Robo Bay. Pretty standard with regards to Terran play here. Still holding that Xel'Naga watchtower. I like that, especially when you know the spawning position. Gives you great vision. Really gonna be a complete waste of time if you go all the way around this road just to avoid the vision there. So very important to hold this. If you can go hold this one as well, you're balling. It's good times. So we have 2 tech labs. Yep, getting down a bunker, so that's not a big surprise there. So, but we have 2 tech labs on the barracks. Not a ton of production coming out of them at the moment, so who knows if getting all 3 of those tech producing structures up is a great idea at this point, but it does look as though STEM has already been researched. We just purely got Marines out on the battlefield at the moment versus 2 Zealots, 3 Stalkers, and 2 Sentries. Let's see if we're seeing some production. So, as the oft-quoted and made fun of decision from the Terran perspective, it seems like you can usually just throw strategy out the window when you're playing Protoss. You can just really sit there and go, I'm going to make more Marauders, and that's pretty much all you're going to need to do throughout the game, is just blow in with a bunch of Marauders, especially if you get Stim Marines in the classic MMM Marine Medevac Marauder composition, which can be just a complete hassle for Protoss to deal with. Dimebag anticipatory of the drops of that drop play. What I've even done a couple times, drop a cannon over here. You can poke it out a little bit here. It can start shooting earlier. It can help make the back of your base a little bit more defensible with regards to drop play, which I'm fully anticipating we see in just a little bit. We do have the reactor coming down for the factory, so definitely anticipating that this is actually for the starport. Would have liked to see this come out a little bit sooner if it was truly going to be for the starport, or you could just get built the thing already. But no big worries. I do like it when you get that reactor done by the time the starport gets finished. You can just pick it up, move it right on over, bam, you got a reactor instantly. Love that. So interesting building placement here with the supply depot. We'll see what Dimebag ends up doing, or excuse me, what the Burger King ends up doing with this. Get a little bit of an engagement there, but nothing that really. I think they're more just kind of poking around, and good lord, he certainly is taking the long way home. Yep, that's exactly what they plan on doing. All right. Definitely a long way, dropping that down on the reactor. You're probably going to see some double medevacs coming out. Great thing about having the reactor on the starport as well, OP, is that you really have the ability to, as a Terran, start pumping out Vikings just en masse if you start seeing a lot of Colossi enter the battle, which is a very, very, very common occurrence as a Protoss player, is getting that Colossi out on the field. We are starting to see a little bit more of a gravitation to a High Templar heavy play versus Terran, which I prefer to do, but I'm an awful player, so don't listen to me. I'll just be commentating. So we do have the second assimilary going down. I like the decision on Dimebag to have it come out a little bit later, because you don't necessarily need that, you don't need all three of those probes over there mining that assimilator that quickly. You probably have plenty of gas at this point. So anyway, I would like to see, now that you've got your natural up and going, you've got some decent income for it, go ahead and get some more buildings down. Whether that's a Robo Bay, not Robo Bay, but you know what I mean. The Colossus Den, as Day 9 affectionately calls it. Maybe some more gateways, so by the time your economy's really up and rolling, you have the building support to actually produce from there. We do see a Twilight Council coming down, and a third coming down from Dimebag. I love that. Love that, and if he can hold that for just a little bit, he should have a huge lead over, the Burger King coming up with some drop play. The lonely Marauder left at home. He has no friends. But the exact type of play that we were talking about earlier, I would not be surprised as we see this force poke out to the front while this drops in the back. Just can be a complete hassle for Protoss to deal with. It's never fun. But the Burger King really needs to do some damage at this point. He is currently supply blocked and used some useless... seeing the drop coming down right now. Slow response from Dimebag, really starting to do some damage here. He's going to take out that Twilight Council without much of an issue. Probably take down this pylon, get in there and mess up some probes. Absolutely. And really doing so with impunity at the moment. Going to take out the Robo Bay. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Slow response from Dimebag. And the Burger King's coming in and tearing up that natural as well. This is not a good situation for Dimebag. I believe he'll be able to push this off unless he picks him up and scoots on out, but there might be too many stalkers in order to do that. Not gonna make it alive. But pulling the probes off of this, because this is completely destroyed. Again, the hassle of the drop play from Terran. It is maddening to deal with drop play, especially when Terran and they just keep doing it and keep doing it, because you know what, damn it, it works. And if you want to win, why not? And the probes coming in to help out with the defense. The almighty probe, actually not doing too bad. And I believe we all kind of forget from time to time. I know I always do. Love the Immortal up on the high ground, providing the support. And once you start to see that many Marauders, certainly as a Marauder heavy mix, I mean, more Marauders and Marines, that's what we call heavy mix. You want to try and pump out as many Immortals as you can, because they will just absolutely destroy Stalkers. But the classic wine will all throw out there. Marauder is 125 gas, wherein the Immortal that he can't make anymore, 250 and 100. And this drop just gonna keep that drop's gonna keep happening all day. The Burger King's gonna keep exploiting that. The Forge is unpowered. This may get taken out. Looks like Dimebag's actually going to be able to defend this one, unless the Burger King picks it up and scoots on out, warping in a couple more Stalkers there. And that's tough, because he's really forced to make Stalkers at this point for the anti-air capabilities. You really want to have more Immortals out there, but it's so tough to say that the response to Marauders is Immortals when they're so much more expensive. But what do? You complain about it in the cast. That's what I'm doing. Terran is in balance. So we do have the... that third is still alive, albeit doing nothing. We are starting to see Dimebag send some probes over at the moment. It's starting to get a little too Stalker heavy. Would like to see another Robo-Bake go down for a while. I think he's more just concerned with staying alive at this point. The Burger King just finally getting expansion out. Is that not forever and a day? But not sure what that question mark was. Who knows? But now if he follows this push in the front up, if he's able to take out this Nexus, I would not be surprised if he took a GG right there. And perhaps even another drop over here. Wouldn't be surprised to see the other one. Gonna see another engagement coming in. Maybe some good force field play. Nope, he's going to be a little bit more conservative here. Pull back a little bit, reinforce his troops, get behind the mineral line. I don't know if I like that. Well, I'd like to see him push out a little bit more so you can get a better surround on the Stalker so all of them can participate. They all want to have fun. And to eliminate shit like that. He's alive. He made it. Lives to fight another day. Thank you for contributing your 0 kills. So, this third, not even getting mining done from Dimebag. You've got to see that right here. Hit F1, you have people not doing anything. He must have just seen it. It's because we're doing it live and he can actually hear me. That's not true. This isn't live. Well, we can keep... Let's not break the fourth wall. Let's pretend that it is live and that everybody's having a good time, and it's about 3 in the morning. Because this tournament did last a little late last night. I was going to spectate on the back end to cast the game, but ended up going to the bar instead. My bad. So we are having Dimebag kind of stick to resaturating or actually just doing nothing. I'd really like to see some more pro production coming out from him at this point. Seeing another drop. That's maddening. Just absolutely maddening if you are Dimebag. You're having a hard time defending these, and you're probably going to lose the Cyber Core, which limits you dramatically with regards to unit production. Now those gateways are just zealot houses, which makes them just hell to deal with regards to drops. So Dimebag absolutely crippled at the moment. Just got a probe, not doing anything. Seems as though he might be able to fight this off, but I fully anticipate the Burger King picking these guys up in the medevac. He's actually just going to stem. Go straight for the probes. I like that. Ballsy. Instead of picking it up, deciding to be aggressive, stay in there, do some more damage. Might not pay off, though. I think Dimebag's going to be able to push this one off. Now he's getting... Oh! That was not fun. That was not fun. That pisses you off if you're the Burger King. You decided to be a little conservative. Put your guys in there. Let them live to fight another day. Pull on out. And they die in a blaze of glory inside that medevac. That sucks. So, a little bit of a lull in the action at the moment. Some pretty decent play from both players at this point. I think Dimebag has done well to defend all the drops he's had to deal with. That can be a really, really tough situation as a Protoss in order to deal with that. Wasn't able to keep this expo alive, but he has been able to keep this third, although daburgerking is now aware of it, and we can fully anticipate that dying somewhat soon. daburgerking does have his natural up and going with some good mule production coming out of it. A little high on the gas, but hey. Alright, we are going to see another engagement here. Dimebag does see that. Going to go on out to confront him. I like the sentry. Love the sentry with regards to, I mean, damn near the entire game against Terran. It's just a great unit that is not appreciated much. Sure, it can't do much damage. I think it does the exact same as the sentry when it's not, or excuse me, as the probe when it's not upgraded, but... And I really would have liked to see Dimebag get +2 armor instead of +1 on the ground. Always better to have the armor upgrade. Wow. That's got to be a GG. We're going to see a type out here soon. Good force field play. Actually, pretty decent force field, but not really going to matter. Dimebag really doesn't have any way to mine more minerals, and you kind of want to do that in StarCraft. Both his third that he put up and his natural is gone. Expect to see a GG pretty soon. And another drop coming in. Yep. A GG. And the polite GG from daburgerking as well. So, seeing a decent matchup. So we will see daburgerking taking on the winner of Level versus Virtue Fire in the next round of the tournament, which is the semifinals. And the winner of that game will go on to advance to the finals in the WoodLeague Gaming Bronze through Gold tournament. This has been Level Casting, and hope to see you on the next game. We will take a look at a Protoss versus Zerg. Looks like we've had Protoss in almost every single one of these matchups, so Protoss pretty heavy represented in this, and I believe it's all Americans that made it to the quarterfinals. We did have some Brazilians, I believe some Mexicans, and a couple Canadians and an Australian, but who knows, people might just throw it on the flag because it looks cool. Who knows? Either way, good games from both of the players, and we will see you on the next game.